Northampton may be struggling in the Premiership, but they up their game for Champions Cup. My name's Mark, let's talk rugby. It was actually Clermont who had the good start in this one. First of all, clever little chip into 22 causes absolute chaos on the Northampton line. The ball is grounded on the try line. Initially, the try is awarded, but we have a TMO review. And then we see that it's actually Northampton who first grounded, and it's no try, scrum 5 to Clermont. They then win a penalty at the scrum. It's straight in front, so MacLeod pops it over for 3 points to nil. Northampton then have a chance to attack on the edge of the Clermont 22, but to get turned over, the ball's kicked downfield, and that leads to an extended period of possession in the 22 for Clermont. Initially, Northampton doing well to repel their waves of attack, but then Moala barges over under the post. The conversion makes it 10 points to nil. Northampton then win a penalty at the restart. They turn down the chance to kick for the post and they go to the corner, but the line out malfunctions. However, they do win another penalty about a minute later. This time they take the points and Finn Smith does the honours, 10 points to 3. Saints then come on the attack. They finding gaps in the 22, causing lots of problems for that Clermont defence. Hendy then goes close and does well to stay in field. Mitchell sends Finn Smith over to score in the corner. Smith then converts his own try and it's 10 points all, and we're back level. Northampton then concede the penalty from the restart. MacLeod calls for the tee but completely miscues his kick. Then from the dropout by Northampton, Delguy just slices his way through half the Northampton team. Looked like he's going to go over in the corner, but he gets tackled by Mitchell. Fantastic, intercept or intervention, from Mitchell there, to save what was an absolute, nailed on try. Then from that, Northampton work the ball upfield. They win a penalty. Pollock goes quickly. They spread it to the right and Freeman goes over to score in the corner. So they basically went from almost conceding at one end to scoring at the other. Conversion is well off target, 15 points to 10. Real end-to-end stuff. And unfortunately, Delguy can't continue. He has to go off, and one of many injuries that Clermont have in this game. Northampton then attacking again. Second row, Alex Coles puts a kick in down the line. It doesn't stay in field, but there is a Clermont line out in their own 22. They overthrow that. Northampton then they snaffle the ball, spin it wide, and Dingwall puts Freeman over for his second try. Conversion is missed, and we're at 20 points to 10. From here then, Sayet, I think it was, he goes to the bin. Clermont caught offside just too many times in a row, and he was the fourth one, so he has to go to the bin. Northampton then tapped the penalty, and a few phases later, Mitchell goes over, but after TMO review, it's ruled out because there was a knock-on in the build-up. Then the clock is in the red. Northampton, they look to go quickly from a penalty, but Clermont knock back 10. MacLeod then gets a yellow card. He's just completely mystified as he's going off the field, and just as he gets the sideline then, he's actually called back on because it was Bezzy, the number 9, and not him, that was supposed to go to the bin. So he does go to the bin. Northampton go up the line from the penalty to go to the tail of the line out, and the ball is passed off the top. One of these ones where it's caught at the back, and then they've got somebody coming through the middle of the line out and just pass straight down to him. And as Augustus coming through, he goes straight over to score. And we do go upstairs to check it, but on field it's a try. And even though it looked like maybe he didn't get the ball down, there's not enough evidence to rule it out. So the try stands. That's converted for 27 points to 10. That's half time. Clermont then, second half, trying to run the yellow card period down, find a way back into the game, but their set piece is deserting them. Twice they lose a scrum against the head in that period. Then Northampton steal one of their lineouts as well. And then Northampton strike off a poor kick. It's just kind of aimlessly kicked downfield, claimed by Hendy in plenty of space. He then slams his way through the defence. He's in behind, just got the cover. He's got options inside and outside. He goes outside to Augustus and he goes over in the corner. That's converted from 34 points to 10. And you feel like that should be Saints in the quarterfinal. Straight away though, it's, who is it? Raka, right? Bounces off the tackle of Ram before going over to score for Clermont. Converted for 34 points to 17. Then Pollock caught offside and a kick, and Clermont kick it right into the corner. Like, wasn't even a centimetre to spare on that, I think. They claimed the line out, and then their maul just kind of grinds their way over the line. It's one of these where they're going forward, but it's just like inch by inch, centimetre by centimetre. But they do get there. Fainga is the score, convert from 34 points to 24. And you're thinking for a second, is that game on now? But then you almost straight away you think maybe not, because Freeman claims a loose ball, and Northampton, or was it? No, it wasn't Freeman. It was Mitchell claims a loose ball, and Northampton spin it wide, and then Freeman just kind of does Raka. Raka came shooting out the line, and Freeman just kind of held his run for a second, and then steps around him, and then he's just got, he's free and clear to the line. Conversions missed, 39 points to 24, and again, it does genuinely feel like game over now. And that was Freeman's hat-trick try as well. He ended up getting man of the match for that as well. We then have a break and play for a very serious injury to Fitzlee. You could hear a snap, and it's pretty, they said in commentary, a broken leg, and I think that's what it was as well. Referee Andrew Brace straight away calls the medics on, and then he goes over to check, and you can see straight away as to turn away, and you see him doing there as well. So, it wasn't a nice sight to see there. And just, it's a horrible thing, right, that this can happen in sport. It's one of the reasons I think why players deserve the pay that they get. Is because something like this can end your career. And sadly for Fritz, that probably is the end of his Clermont career, because I believe this was his last year with them, and he's not going to be back, by the end of the season. From there, then Northampton added another try. Finn Smith with a nice stab through over the line, and Pollock gets their first score, converted for 46 points to 24. Right at the end, then Clermont, they get driven over their own line. 5-minute scrum to Northampton, but we're down to uncontested scrums because of the number of injuries that Clermont have had in the game, and they eventually managed to clear the ball. Full time, 46 points to 24. Northampton through to the quarterfinals. Okay, let's see if the official stats have anything for us to have a look at. Hopefully they do. Okay, let's pull them up. Okay, so starting off with the scoring, first of all, 7 tries to 3 to Northampton. And you'd expect it with that kind of a blowout, right? But strangely enough, I was watching the game on Now TV, which has the Premier Sports coverage, right? And just before half time, the Premier Sports guy said Northampton looking to wrap up the bonus point try before half time. I think he forgot that it was a knockout game. I don't know, there's just no bonus points in the knockout stage, so I don't know what the hell he was talking about there. But kicking success then, 63% for Northampton, 80% for Clermont, but it didn't matter because there was such a big difference between them. On attack, this is the problem, straight after the game. Meters made apparently 0 each, so I don't think that's right. Carries 149 to 98, clean break 16 to 5, and then defenders beaten 29 to 16. So you can see Northampton's attack just on fire in this one. Offload 16-10 to them as well. Passes 148 to 98, and possession 58% to 42, and then 63 to 37. And actually in the first kind of 10 or 15 minutes of the game, when Clermont had such a great start to it, they had 67% or something possession and territory, something around that. So it was a big turnaround after that in the game. Onto defence then, tackles made 106 to 137, 80% success for Northampton and 74 for Clermont. So not great defensive performance from either of them. But Northampton's certainly the better of the two. Turnovers won then 11 to 9. I think Pollock got a bunch of turnovers for Northampton as well. Set piece then, lineouts won 11 to 9, and the lineouts at 85% and 82. So lineouts are pretty close, but it felt like Clermont's lineout just deserted them at crucial times as well. Scrums then, 8 scrums won for Northampton, 7 for Clermont. Northampton scrumming at 100% and Clermont at 70%. So they lost 3 scrums against the head. One where basically Northampton drove them off the ball. Another where they fed the ball into the second row, and then it was the Northampton, I think, was it Mitchell or was the sub number 9 on? I can't remember at the time. But whoever it was, their number 9, basically picked it out of the back of a collapsing Clermont scrum. And then there was another one that they missed as well. On to kicking then. Kicks from hand 26 to 21. Kick meter 680 to 576. So Northampton winning that, and retained kicks 5-3. So again, you can see Northampton, not just good with the ball in the hand as well. The kicking game was important for them too. And sometimes with teams like Northampton, you don't notice the kicking game as much because the kicks generally lead to some kind of break or a try or something like that. So it's not kind of endlessly kicking back and forth for no reason. But still, it is an important part of the game. On to breakdown then. Rooks won 83 to 56. Rooks lost 3 to 2, and Rooks success 91 to 90. So no real difference there. Maul totals then 1 for Northampton at 100% and 4 for Clermont at 75%. And then Maul meters gained 1 for Northampton, 3 for Clermont, and those 3 were when they scored that try. On to discipline then. Penalties conceded 8 for Northampton. Always good to keep it in single figures. 12 for Clermont, and penalties really hurt them, but especially the yellow cards. 2 yellow cards to them and none for Northampton. Okay, let me refresh it and see if we actually have the meters made numbers yet or not. Hopefully we will. No, still nil. Okay, well, let's talk about each of the teams then. So start with Clermont. They had a perfect start, 10-point lead, but then some silly errors. Those 2 yellow cards as well, very costly. And even though they did try to rally in the second half, it was just too little, too late for them. But fair play to them because they're a French team that always takes this competition seriously. And even when it was clear that they were going out, they still didn't give up. And that's just credit to them. And also just like to say, really wish Fritz Lee a speedy recovery from his injury as well. And all the other players who were injured tonight, but especially him. It looked like a very nasty incident, or like an injury, it wasn't anybody's fault really. Northampton then, good value for the win. Looked to go quickly at every opportunity. And the attack really did have a cutting edge. They disrupted the Clermont set piece very well too. Kicking game, was much better than their opponents, and they got a couple of their tries on the back of that as well, and lots of good performances. Just to name a few, like Pollock, Augustus, Finsmith, Mitchell, Freeman, Hendy, and Dingwall, all excellent. But you could nearly name the whole team; they were so good. And I think that they're going to back themselves now at home in a quarterfinal.